Where do you see AI taking us 10 years from now?
Some people, but if you've ever watched that movie Ready Player One, just looking at how quantum computing is going to change the game.
What was the darkest time of your life and how did you get through it?
What a wonderful world.
Okay.
Welcome back to Tech in Effect. I am Techtron, and today we have the Empress of Endeavors, the Countess of Connection and Configuration, the star status of storage and data services, the promise of a bright path for the partner experience, the guardian of the customer. We have Savannah Riley, ladies and gentlemen. Savannah Riley, how's it going?
It's wonderful. Wow, I love that intro.
See?
I'm like
just for you. You got it. You deserve it. Well, welcome to the greatest tech extravaganza of all time. Welcome to the hype machine. Savannah, how's your day going so far? Let's start there.
It's going wonderful. I'm blessed. Happy to be here.
Here we go. Now, this isn't most shows, right? Left field is where we live, okay? Now, most shows would start out with, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and where you're from? No, not today. Let's enter the tech zone. If you were given one do-over of anything in your life, what would it be and why?
I would say a lot of people probably say being your authentic self, but truly being my authentic self when I was younger. I think I sat back a lot when I was younger. When they asked questions, I would be a little nervous to speak up, or, I was really worried about saying the wrong thing, or, just being really polished and poised at meetings. But I've learned that the folks that I relate to the most and tend to build better relationships with are people that are just quirky and, just ask the questions that everybody has on their mind, and they just, they're just themselves. So I think I would have done that sooner.
I understand. Totally. Like trying to fit in and make everyone happy around you instead of like being your true self at all times. I totally understand. I get it. I've done it. Still do it sometimes. Have to snap out of it, But anyway, it's a great answer. So along those same lines, what is your greatest accomplishment in your life, would you say, up until this point?
My greatest accomplishment? Oh my goodness. I mean, if I had to sum it up, I would just say my brand. And that just includes so much. I mean, I'm a mother, right? So I would say how I'm a mama bear to my children and how I have so much pride in how I've raised them from kids on up and how they have such great values. And, I love seeing them grow to the brand that I have in what I do every single day. The loyalty that I have to my partners and my customers, and the integrity that I hold to, everyone that I represent in the business, and just always looking to do the best thing for the people that I work with and work for. So I would just say my brand itself is just my biggest accomplishment, which so far is my life's work.
Absolutely. Savannah brand. There it is. And a happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Nice. What did you do?
For Mother's Day, my children made me a wonderful breakfast, my husband as well. And then we hung out at Volcano Bay. We're big Universal fans. So we went on some cool rides and just laid by the pool.
Really? So wait, I'm being handed some notes here about you. And it says that you were born and raised in Hollywood, California. You currently live in Dubai. So is it Disney World in Dubai? Is it?
No. Oh my. That's in another life, right? That's probably after I win the lottery. That will be my next life.
There we go. So are you born and raised in Florida?
No, I'm actually from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So if you've ever seen Breaking Bad, that's where I'm from, Albuquerque.
Everyone that I know from Albuquerque, I've met like 3 or 4 people recently. Since I saw you're rubbing off like the Albuquerque influence. They always bring up Breaking Bad. Like that's the...
I know that's what people know, but red chili, green chili, if you're a fan of chili, I like both. Christmas, so if you've ever been in New Mexico, you'll know what I mean. The Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta is a magical place. People come from all over the world, so there's a lot of really neat things about New Mexico. But Breaking Bad seems to be the one topic that everyone's aware of.
Well, that's not a bad point of reference there, because I love that show. No free promo, but it's an awesome show. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. What do you love most about what you do?
What I love most about what I do, I feel like I get to inspire people every single day. I feel like people inspire me. I'm in an industry, when you're in technology, you are constantly, technology is constantly innovating, right? And we're changing every single day, we're learning. And I love that I can be creative in this industry. I love, the companies that I worked for in the past, they really allow me to be creative and just sell and build relationships the way that I like to, right? As long as the outcome is customer centric, right? Putting our customers first and showing the value of the company that we work for and the solutions that they have to offer. I've been given a leeway to just manage my business the way that I choose to, as long as, right, I'm successful and the company's successful. So I really like that, I can go out and build my business and make things happen the way that I like to.
Okay, build your business. I like that. Build your business, build your brand. You already said brand and build business already. You're already ahead and you're doing well. I know your customers and partners really appreciate all you do for them. How do you see the technical landscape changing over the next few years? And what can we do to prepare for the change that's coming?
Oh my gosh. Huge. I mean, one of the big words that sticks out is quantum computing, right? Like, I've been reading articles, looking at the Gartner Magic Report, right? And just looking at how quantum computing is going to change the game. So I wish I had all the answers. I'm honestly thinking of going back to college just so I can learn more in this whole, AI, machine learning, data science space, because it's super intriguing to me. But the word that just sticks out to me is quantum right now. It's just cool.
Oh yeah, super cool. So much to learn about it.
And how can we prepare? I mean, right? Reading, educating ourselves, getting out and talking to other thought leaders, and being out in the community and the field, right? In the industry where all of the magic's happening, and that's technology.
That's right. Being out in the field, and that's what you do. You're front facing, you're right there every day in the mix, and that's the only way we're going to get the information. So I'd rather. So speaking of AI, where do you see AI taking us 10 years from now?
Oh my goodness. This is kind of funny, but it's not funny to some people, but if you've ever watched that movie Ready Player One,
yeah,
I'm like, are we going to be at home, right? And our avatar is going to be out there doing life on our behalf, right? And we're just sitting back and just experiencing from VR. But I just envision it everywhere in everything that we do. I mean, it's already here, right? So that's a loaded question, but
it is. I'm Ready Player One. I love that. I mean, and it's true. I see it like, I think we would all have virtual assistants, our own, that only we can see. It's like connected to some kind of receptors. So if we need, like, Gina, can you help me? Or Steve, and it appears and only we can see it and only we can interact with it. And we would all have one, like, to give us information, like a personal Google, I don't know.
Yeah. Go watch Black Mirror, right? Like, go watch Black Mirror. That would, I think there's like 7 seasons out. That would be my explanation.
Oh, I love it. Oh, you're right. And as far as the virtual assistant connected to the receptors idea, edit that out. No one take that. I need to patent that after this. Let's see if we can make that happen. I'm going to need your help with that. Okay. So, I mean, one question I always wanted to know, because I know you attend a lot of events and have for many companies. What was the most unique and memorable tech event experience that you've been to? Where was it? And what made it so unique of a customer experience, unlike the typical everyday events that you may attend?
Oh my gosh. This one is kind of different. I would say it was an event because we created the opportunity that made the event. So when I worked for HPI many years ago, we sold this school district the largest amount of these immersive computers where the STEM lab could do 3D printing. It could dissect frogs digitally. It had touch pads. It was just really cool. It was called the HP Sprout. The school district was based out of California. They had all of this grant money and they said, hey, we're going to buy 45 Sprouts. We're going to create this STEM school. And we want to do a ribbon cutting. Part of our partnership with HPI is we want to do a ribbon cutting. We want to do a press release. And we want to do some type of mentorship program with the kids. So the business unit, which was the mobile workstation unit, they flew me out to California. I got to visit Bill and Dave's office in Palo Alto.
Wow.
But they flew me out to California. We did a ribbon cutting at the school district. We were on the news, and parents, superintendents, everyone from the school district, they were all there involved. So I would say that's the best, the most impactful event that I have been a part of. And I'm not saying that just because it was an opportunity that stemmed from, my partnerships, but I'm saying it because I truly got to see the other side and be involved with the school district and see how the technology that I sold the school district also, helped impacted the students long term and how it was going to change their lives in the future.
Wow.
And that's all on my LinkedIn too. So if anyone wants more information, happy to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to put that information on the screen. Do connect with Savannah and follow her. I have a feeling you're going to see and hear a lot more from her in the future. What an event, though. I didn't expect that. That's next level. I mean,
it was really cool.
Dissect a frog digitally. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, these kids are learning to code on it. Like I said, 3D printing, all different types of things that you could think of on this HP Sprout.
Yeah,
HPI Sprout, sorry. Sometimes HPI, I forget. Split into two different companies, but.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, well, speaking of your jobs, I heard a rumor that you also worked for a notable cell phone company for almost 10 years. How was that?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious that you mentioned that. So yeah, I did work for a large telecommunication company for about long time, almost I think 10 years. That is where I really learned how to have empathy. So I was hired on, which initially started out as retention, customers calling in upset they wanted to leave, and then obviously my job at the end of the interaction with these business customers was to keep them as customers, and I did really well. But I really had to have empathy. Number one, living in New Mexico, I had calls coming in from the East Coast, so I had never met anyone from the East Coast until I started working with these people. And, first thing, you got these people from New York, New Jersey calling in. They want to get off the phone. They want to cancel their account. They are angry. So really quickly, I learned how to basically just have empathy right away, understand what their issue was. While I'm listening to their issue, I'm looking at their account and I'm trying to figure out how can I provide value? How can I keep them as a client here with this company? And you've got to do that within a matter of minutes. And so once I realized that multitasking was my biggest gift and asset as far as that, and also having empathy, I was able to quickly look at the account, have the conversation, and then just provide value and say, hey, we really appreciate you. Here's what we can do for you. Would you give us an opportunity? And it turned out to be really profitable. And it was, I learned a lot of skill sets dealing with angry people for a very long time.
De-escalation. Wow. Retention. I mean, de-escalation, multitasking, empathy, just learning how to put yourself in their shoes. I can imagine. I worked for Verizon. That's what stood out for some years. And Nextel before that. And I remember those customer service calls.
Yeah.
My phone was not working. My bill And it kind of puts you in a mode to always kind of put yourself in someone else's shoes. So that's why it makes sense. I saw that on your profile and I said, that's why she's so good at what she does, because she's had that early experience of being able to identify with exactly what the customer was in their, their journey. So what was your first job ever?
Oh my gosh, my first job. Oh, I think I've had a lot of jobs just when I was young. My first job was actually Carl's Jr. I don't think I was even legally allowed to work. They gave me a job. I was still in middle school. I would walk from school. I remember 8th grade. I would walk from my house to Carl's Jr. and I would work and then when I get my paycheck, I'd go buy me a new pair of Jordans. Like, I was the happiest middle school kid there was working. So, and now that I think about it, I'm like, there had to have been some law against that, because I think I was only 13, maybe 14.
Well, hold on. Well, all of this allegedly, okay? Carl Jr., we're just joking, but this is alleged. Well,
Yeah.
What? 8th grade? You had
Yeah.
So were you were a cashier or?
Yeah, I was a cashier. Yeah, so I had, I was in sports, a sport in middle school. And then on the days that I didn't have practice and whatnot, I worked because I wanted stuff when I was young. I wanted nice things. And my parents were just like, you gotta work for it. So, and we were only 2 blocks from a plaza that had all kinds of cool, we had a donut shop and all kinds of cool stuff, but they hired me, so.
Wow, you're a go-getter. And you said you played a sport. Which sport was that?
So I was a cheerleader, which I do consider a sport. That's very hard work.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's still up for debate for some people, but
It's not a debate for me. I cannot do a flip to save my life. So you got it.
Yeah, I was a cheerleader and I ran track. So that was short-lived, but
True.
I loved it.
Nice. Okay, give me a little background here. So what is one thing on your bucket list that you still have yet to check off that you think about every day?
That I think about every day. I would love to do mission work. I really would. I would love to go to another country. I love helping children. I've been a mentor for Big Brothers Big Sisters for many years in the past. I'm looking to do some stuff local here where I live in Orange County, but I would love to do mission work and just go to another country, see the need and get dirty and learn someone else's culture too. That would be amazing. Just be engulfed in someone else's culture.
Nice. That's awesome. Just travel and meet people, see how they live, and see ways that you can help. I mean, that's yeah. Wow. Speaking of traveling, well, you know what? I have one better before that. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Okay, I've thought about this. I'm an empath. I love helping people. So my superpower would be to heal someone. Like, you hear people have besides flying would be number 2. Because I think flying would be so awesome. You'd have so much freedom. But if I could just, heal somebody from whatever it may be, that would be so awesome. You just walk past somebody. You don't even have to have a conversation. And you just know there's something going on. And you could take that away like that. That to me would be so awesome.
That is. Wow. I asked the question. I never even thought about it. I'll have to get back to you on mine.
Yeah.
Good. Healing someone. I never. Didn't Wolverine he could heal himself, but he couldn't. Okay. I don't think he could heal anyone else. Savannah, leave it to you to think of the option that no one thinks of. Super smart. Okay. So here's one that's going to get you. This or that. Steak in Monaco or calamari in Portugal? We got her. Here we go. Let's hear this.
I'm going to say Portugal.
Okay. Well, speaking of travel.
Yeah.
This'll bring everything to a close here. And this is a question I'm interested to see how you answer this. If you can go anywhere in the world, all expense paid for 30 days, no cell phone, no laptop, no connection to anyone else, just you, for 30 days, where would it be and why?
Ooh, anywhere in the world. I haven't thought about this yet. And honestly, I'm not that well traveled. I aspire to be, but I would say that I would go somewhere tropical, like super peaceful, where I can be like in the jungle, around maybe some water, some beautiful waterfalls, some fresh fruit, and just, be free and enjoy the moisture and the water and some amazing fresh fruit, like I said, and just chill. I would be fine with that. So like Costa Rica's on my list, Bali, places like that. But I'm sure there's some there's some really cool places out there that I haven't even thought of that I would much rather be at for 30 days. But yeah,
Okay.
somewhere in the jungle.
Somewhere in the jungle. So you're into nature. You're a nature appreciator. You enjoy nature, time outside, hikes, things like that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I live in Florida. I love the nature. It's so beautiful here. There's just so much to do outside. So, yeah.
Nice. Great answers today, honestly. As I expected, what can a tech world look forward to seeing from you in the near future as far as ideas, as far as new direction? What are some of the things you're working on, probably building in regards to being able to provide services and experiences for your clients? Any ideas, anything cooking?
I want to be more like you. I want to be more active on social media, creating, more content, fun content. I think, the best way to build a relationship, right, is when you can relate to people and build a relationship that way. And I love your content, so that's on my list. Like I mentioned, I'm interested in going back to college, which is crazy. I'm really into data science right now, and I think it's something that that is going to help me provide more value to my customers in the future. So, right now those are the two things that I'm really into.
Nice. And first of all, and thank you for the salute and then the shout out. That's not me. That's AI. That's a clone page. I'm trying to figure out who's behind it to get it shut down. I'm not behind any of it. I promise. It's an AI program. But I know several people have reached out to me about the amazing job you do. Many people that are coming up in the business appreciate everything you do, and they follow and you inspire and motivate a lot of people. With that being said, it's not always our victories. Sometimes it's us sharing our tough times and our failures, or things that we had to grow and learn from. Well, with that being said, if you wouldn't mind, if you don't want to, I get it. What was the darkest time of your life and how did you get through it?
The darkest time in my life, just in general?
Even a moment. Something that people can connect with and possibly, build off of if they're going through that as well.
The darkest time in my life. Ooh. I mean, I have a couple in different areas in my life, but one that I will say has changed my life and still changes my life every day, to this moment, and I think in the future that I would, that I constantly talk to people about, especially being in our industry, is I'm a sober person. I don't drink. And I gave up alcohol a couple years ago. I just felt like, for me personally, especially during COVID, I just felt like I was holding myself back. I'm normally an athletic person. I'm a thinker. I'm always thinking, and I'm a doer. And I just felt like at some point I was like, you know what? Why do I drink? I don't need to drink alcohol. And so I thought one day I'm gonna do like a, dry January comes around. Made it through dry January, made it through dry February, and I'm like, you know what? I can continue doing this. And it's been a couple years now. I've, throughout the years I've thought about, and I won't say darkest, but I'm saying it was one of those moments where it's like, in technology and in sales, you're doing a lot of networking and you're thinking, okay, how am I going to have conversations with my clients and go out and talk to my partners and be and get to their level, right? Because a lot of people, when you're out doing those events, you're drinking, or even going out, on a Friday night or Saturday night, a lot of people are going to happy hours. Everything revolves around alcohol. So I think I've had several moments throughout the last couple of years where I've thought about, alcohol. And when it comes down to it, I have done so much better. Matter of fact, networking, I've had people come up to me and say, you know what? Well, after they get to know me and they're like, why aren't you drinking? And I just say, I didn't like how I felt on that. They would tell me, well, I've thought about not drinking. How long have you not drank? What do you do? And they've asked me for advice. There's so many people that have told me that. I feel better. I haven't had a hangover in over 2 years. I feel better. I'm sharper. I'm more motivated. I'm doing excellent in the gym. I wish that, because alcohol is around, it's so readily available. It's a part of our culture. I just wish that more people, or hope that more people, understand that they don't need it. You don't need it to have a good time. You don't need it to be more fun. You don't need it to get more sales. You don't need it for any of that.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, like you said, and thank you for taking the time to share that, because I'm sure there are people that can connect to that. That's what I was trying to get to. And thanks for your honesty. I mean, in our field, drinking is a huge part of networking,
Yeah.
It's, that's kind of embedded in what you do. It's kind of the standard. So for you to see something you want it to do better for you and to stick to it the way you have, awesome. Honestly.
Thank you.
That's amazing. And congratulations. Definitely.
Thank you.
Well, I really appreciate you joining us today, and look forward to connecting with you at future events and on future shows and things of that nature. Everyone that's watching this, please do connect with Savannah Riley on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Well, do you have Instagram? I'm sorry, I might have spoke too soon.
I do.
Okay.
I have Instagram. Yeah.
All right. Well, go to connect with her on LinkedIn, and she'll give you the Instagram if she cares to do so. But connect with her in person as you see her at events. Are there any big events that you're looking forward to attending coming up in the future?
I mean, if anyone from HP is listening, I'd love to go to Discover, but
Shameless plug.
that was right.
That's what we were.
That would be throw you some. But I love all the events. I go to all the events. I'm in the storage business unit. I was just at a compute event last week. I love connecting with our partners. I love learning. So really any event that I can go to. I love being there.
You travel more than You travel more than me. I want to be like you. But, well, thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon. Definitely connect with her. You're going to hear and see a lot more from her in this tech industry. She is a move maker, a trendsetter, and we appreciate you, Savannah.
Program terminated.